Okay. Okay. Alright, so this is my quick little lesson here for you. Alright, so here's your guitar. First off, this is actually the same guitar I had in high school, so I still have it. It was the first 6-string that I got. Still have the same one. My guitar's a little small, in case you're looking at it and looking at yours. This one was like a half size. It was for like it's not a kid's guitar. It's not a kid's guitar. It's not a kid's guitar, but you know it was built a little smaller. So okay, just like basic 101. Alright, so this is the body of your guitar. That's what this whole part is. This is the pick guard, just when you're using a pick so you don't scratch up the wood. But that's what it's called. This is called the sound hole. The white thing that the strings go over down here, that's called the bridge. Actually, this whole thing's called the bridge. I think that's called the bridge too, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, sometimes this has to be replaced. Usually a professional will do that though. These are all the pins. So when you have to, like when you have a string break or just your strings start to get dull and it's time to change the strings, these pop out. And actually there's a little plastic tool. It's a little handle thing. It's like a crankshaft. One part goes on this nut up here, or any of them, and it's when you're tightening up the strings, it just makes it easier instead of having to use your fingers. And on the other end of that is like a little wedgie thing to pop those things out. Let's see, what else? This is the neck. There's actually a steel rod inside of this neck, and if you look in your guitar, right at the end of the neck, right underneath up in there, and you gotta kind of go like that to see it, but you'll see a metal like opening. What that's there for is there's a tool that you know, if you brought it to like a professional guitar place, they use it to straighten out the neck, because the wood, you know, it can bend, you know, if it goes through a lot of humid, you know, gets humid or damp, dry, the wood will warp, and so you don't want the neck warping at all. So that's what that's there for, is to keep that straight. Let's see, these are your frets, you know, that go up. You'll see some of them have marks. That's just where like semitones happen, halftones happen. I believe at this one, that's the fancy one, that's where everything starts to repeat itself again. That's why it looks fancy. And the fifth, these are all your frets, you know, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth's an important one. We'll get back to that. And then at the top, these are the nuts. And that's it. Alright. So, so there's that tool thing, that plastic thing. That would be a good thing to get. Also, you're going to want a guitar tuner. Now, you can get a free one for the computer and use the microphone on the computer, but just for portability and really for accuracy, because the microphone on the computer might be a little off. And also, any one of those, there's a tuner that actually clips on to the end of the guitar, and it reads the vibration of the guitar, how it's vibrating. That's how it figures out, you know, what note you're playing. And that's much, much better than a microphone type of tuning thing, because the computer or whatever, you know, it's just background noise like American Idol, which is on in the background right now, will just mess it up, you know, so it won't get a clear sound. So that clip-on one, I mean, you can be in the middle of a raging party and you can tune your guitar, and that's nice. But you are going to want to learn how to tune your guitar on your own too, and practice doing it. This is one good thing to practice, because by trying to tune your own guitar and then you know, after you think you get in tune, put on, you know, the electronic tuner and see how close you were. It's a good way. It's just a good basic thing to do to, like, you know, start practicing hearing, you know, notes, and being able to be like, oh, is that the same as that? You know. Okay. Let's see. We'll get to the other tuning thing too. All right. So the strings. You know, your bass ones are at the top, and treble goes towards the bottom, obviously. And the strings go in the order of, and the top one's the first one. Just when you read like guitar sheet music, or when people say pluck the first string or whatever, in guitar terms, this top big string is the first string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the top string is E. The next one is, I have to remember my own little sentence. My own little sentence is, even a dog gets boogers. So, even a dog, G gets, B boogers, and then the last one's E again. So even a dog gets boogers. Why they chose that one? Because, I don't know, some super mathematician figured out the best configuration. And I'll show you what I mean. So this is basic 101. I'm just going to give you an idea of how the guitar is set up, and show on a piano too, because a piano shows you just everything's laid out in a row, you know. You know, every single note that there is laid out in a row. Alright, so what you have is when you have a note, E, right? Each fret is a step, is a semitone. It's the technical term. And each one is a semitone step. So you have E here, and then so the next one would be, just double checking here, it'd be E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. So you have, and on the piano it's just, you know, each fret is just one step. Let's see. Okay, well that's one good thing to know. I'm trying to stay on track. And what you'll notice is okay, so